Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com, here to do another vinyl update, and I may do another video if I have time today, Monday, July 3rd. I'm not working today. I haven't opened this and it's not cold, so I don't know if I'm even drinking it, but I have a can of the orange LaCroix, the one flavor LaCroix that I frequently still drink. I don't know what it is, why, and it's really popular, orange flavored, but there's a lot of other flavors of LaCroix I don't care for at all, So, one of my kitty cats has decided he wanted to join the video today. So, he probably wants to watch his mouse show. Here's Kaja. You want to watch the kids outside? So, alright, I'm going to go through as quickly as possible. So, this was at least a year. I first heard this album, it was I think it was January of 2022 or late 21. Thanks to Christian Frantic Dav on YouTube and Facebook and Discord, the Images and Words Discord. This is the debut album from Mask of the Phantasm, New Axial Age, which was released in 2021. He was wondering what color I got. I think I got standard. Is it standard? No, is it colored? It is colored. It's like a splat of it's the color of kind of the artwork. It's like a bluish, purplish, whatever. I don't know. There's a lot more to this. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but it was like a year ago. In some ways, it's almost like a minor miracle that this finally came out on vinyl. The price was affordable when I ordered it and everything, and on the Bandcamp page. Great record. I mean, it's as I talked about when I reviewed it last year, not that long after hearing it. Kind of like if Courtney Swain from Bethany was singing with sort of, the early period of the Mars Volta, or the Mars Volta basically in general. But it was more money than Omar Ghaznavi. It actually does include the services of Thomas Pridgen, the former drummer of the Mars Volta. But Omar Ghaznavi is kind of the one who driven most of it. Doesn't even have the track list on the back here. Better for worse, but anyway, great saxophone arrangement. It has another guy who was in the Mars Volta as just a session player. I can't remember the guy who played the sax, but I talked about it when I reviewed it. Like I said, last in 2022, but and I haven't revisited it a ton, but the breakdowns and the sax. There's the favorite tracks: Red, Blue, Black, White. Final Night at the Duplex. This doesn't even give a lot of the credits. Okay, there it does. Okay, so yeah. Alexa John Ray's the vocalist, but then woodwinds were done by Adrian Terrazas Gonzalez. I believe he also played with the Mars Volta. So you have him and Thomas Pridgen. Nick Greer is the keyboard player. But it's a great record. If you like the Mars Volta, it'd be a very strong recommendation. The artwork has its reasons. I was in touch with Omar just asking about the status of this vinyl. I was telling him I really liked it. I think I showed my initial review back in 2022 when I made that video and everything like that, talking about it. But yeah, there's more to it. But it was a lot more work for him because he was doing it basically all on his own, just to get it, the manufacturing and then especially the shipping, which delayed it more and more. But I don't fault him. You got to kind of keep on these things because I know there's been cases when you've paid for stuff and then who knows if you ever see it. But no, it was worth the wait. I'm glad we finally got this. I don't know if they're going to put out another record based on everything they went through, because this was like 5 or 6 years in the making, I guess. But anyways, New Axial Age from the Mask of the Phantasm. So next up, got a couple records I got on Discogs. I'm still kind of in my Discogs habit, but I'm kind of trying to pick my spots a little more. But every one of these Discogs purchases and other sites, it's always been for a more affordable price. I'm not paying $50, $60, $70, $80 for these records. So this is the third or fourth record from the Tea Party, Canada's trio from the 90s initially, and they're still around now. Transmission, an album that when I initially got into the Tea Party, that was about 20 years ago. because they were talked about. Even I heard about them in the '90s, if I'm not mistaken, on the mailing list and stuff. But this is Transmission though from 1990. I think it was 97, 97 or 98. Yeah, 97. I've always associated this album with being slightly darker and slightly more electronic, and I revisited it last week for the first time in probably 10 years. I mean, I've always liked it, but it's never been at the top of my Tea Party rankings. I mean, I want to do a Tea Party video, and hopefully I will. This album has probably a lot of, if not more, of the Middle Eastern stuff, but it is more harsh, you could say. There are electronics. The second half of it, side B, I guess you could say. But I mean, I was on Spotify and I hearted like Psychopomp, Gyroscope, Alarum, like what was it, Aftermath, the last track. I mean, Jeff Martin, the vocalist and guitarist, is probably his most almost animated on this record. Although, you know, again, I haven't revisited some of their records. I love the previous record, The Edges of Twilight. That's, you know, spoiler about rankings and stuff like that, but that's still my go-to and my #1 record. I have that on vinyl. I love the previous record before that, Splendor Solace. Triptych, which followed this, I didn't like as much. And then the Interzone Mantras, and I mean, The Ocean at the End, the one that came out in 2014, I love too. So, I mean, I want to do a Tea Party video, and listening to this again kind of, you know, feels like it should be motivating me. Let me just pull this up as quickly as I can. I know these videos, I try not to have them go as long, but they do. My videos go 25 to 30 minutes frequently. And you know, that's why probably people don't watch them. They can always fast forward if they want. And I'm not, am I getting my internet? No, because I didn't bring my mouse. That's the problem. I've got a laptop right now that my mouse pad doesn't work very well. Well, that's not going to happen. Anyway, but yeah, the Tea Party's 1997 album. I know I saw this. I still need to get, I know that Splendor Solace came out on vinyl. That's one that I'm looking for still. And Triptych might have as well. I might eventually get that. But to get, like, you know, as many of the Tea Party albums. There's a couple of records they have later that I'm not as into, but anyway. So let's see here. Then I picked up also on Discogs, which I think was originally a Record Store Day release. I thought I kept that. Maybe I didn't. Record Store Day release, but it didn't show up here. Maybe it's right here. Yes, here it is. Yeah, this is the 10-year anniversary of this record. So it came out in 10th anniversary edition of the Groundbreak. Yeah. This is Sicketh, the British progressive metal, extreme metal, mathcore, you know, Death of a Dead Day, which was at one point their like final album. It's a gatefold. And it was their second full length. So this came out in 2006. So this may have been issued in 2016. I thought it was a Record Store Day one, but it didn't show up. Or maybe they released it as a 10th anniversary and then later put it on records. I don't remember which year it was, but I remember looking for it and realizing it wasn't going to come out. But the thick pressing of Death of a Dead Day. You know, some of the comments talk about Periphery, and the truth about the band Periphery, when I initially heard them with their original singer, I liked them, but then the whole Gent thing, and I just kind of jumped ship when they had their new singer, even though I saw them live with, oops, I just touched it with my finger, that's a cardinal sin. I think it was the Sickest show that I saw them. All I know is, like, you know, you talk about Periphery and they say they owe a lot to. This is brand new. I think I avoided a. Anyway, these guys they stand out in some ways in that they don't go too far off the deep end, but they're very unique, and of course the vocal style of their singer, Sicketh. I think I did a review when I saw them live. I can't remember. They came to the Varsity Theater in Minneapolis. It was about 6 or 7 years ago. You know, I don't know the band. Let's see, Justin Hill. That's his name. Yeah. They have a previous record. It's a long title. I just call it the Trees record. And then they've put out an EP with Open Cities, which I think I have on vinyl. That was a comeback because they went on hiatus after this album came out. They maybe did some live stuff, and then they went on like a hiatus for like like 5 or 6 years, and I thought this band's never coming back. They're just a unique band in that they're very like almost theatrical at points. They have their kind of musicianship. It is metalcore at points, but nothing ever overstays its welcome for this band. It flows. It's a very mood type album, and their music is very moody, I find. But Bland Street Blooms and Flogging the Horses, those are probably the first 2 tracks, the ones I think of. But Another Sinking Ship, it's great to finally get this record. I have it on CD, on vinyl. I don't have any other rather record. Like I said, I have the Opus Cities, but I don't have Trees. I don't know if I got the last record put out the year after Opus Cities came out. It was like a year or 2 after. It was like 2017. Future in Our Eyes or something like that. But I can't get my computer to respond right now. I could to look any of this stuff up, but I guess I'm not going to. Anyway, Death of a Dead Day from Sicketh. Again, I double vinyl, and I think I spent less than $30 on it. So, all right. So then I did pick up a couple records at a record sale that my wife and I. The second time we've been to this place nearby, the people that normally sell at like record shows, which you haven't been to shows in a long time. But after seeing the Donna Summer documentary, I got my wife. They had some Donna Summer's records. This is "Love to Love You, Baby," and I like some of it. I listened to this the other day. The title track is like whatever it is, like 18 minutes or something. I have to admit though, I'm not sure this is my first choice with some of her music. I mean, this was revered in that documentary at points. This record, "Love to Love You, Baby." I don't know if this is a first pressing. You can see whatever it was, $7. But it's. I want the Giorgio Moroder involved work especially. She has this like love trilogy. One record that's like all these songs based on love, kind of like Barry White. Like Barry White, I want to find the Love's Theme, which is that instrumental piece that they played, I guess, on like CBS Sports during their golf broadcast in the 70s, and then it's been used in other stuff, commercials and stuff. But the word love seemed to kind of follow. But of course, there's "I Need Love." Is it? That's the one that was kind of her hit. And sometimes I get mixed up. I mean, she had her like standard hits. She Works Hard for Her Money, or am I blanking on? But this doesn't have any of like her biggest pop hits. But yeah, this was in '75. So anyway, Donna Summer. And then I found a band that I always meant to spend more time with. Although I always found them not as good as like Renaissance or even like Fairport Convention. I mean, those 2 bands I kind of go back and forth with. But this is Pentangle's 1970 album, Cruel Sister, and I listened to this the other day, and a lot of it's really stripped down. I mean, this is 1970, so rock music, whatever, the advent of rock and roll, while it wasn't new, the condition of this is, not perfect, but this is probably first pressing. It gatefold with the lyrics. It's English folk music, but it is chamber at points. But I guess the previous 2 records, one of them was a live one, and I think I ended up either buying that or downloading at one point. The title track, not the title track, it's called Jack Orion, which is all of side 2, is an interesting piece. It's like 17 or 18 minutes long. Burnt Jansch and Jackie McShee, those were the 2 that I knew. Jackie McShee came here many years ago, and I didn't see her. But, I mean, Pentangle's a band that I more know from Reputation. Pretty good shape. This is just on Reprise. Reprise, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. But, Fairport Convention, I probably have spent a little more time with than Pentangle. But, I love Renaissance. I don't know every Renaissance record. This is one of those old sleeves. The biggest and best bargains are Warner Reprise or Resurrect. Lost Leaders. It's got a few different things. These look like they're compilation. Looney Tunes. Interesting. Let's see that. But, like Legion Leaf, I got from the library. I checked out from the library many years ago from Fairport, and it's just like, well, if you like Renaissance, Moody Blues are the sort of obvious similar band, but some of the English folk stuff, the English folk music, sort of, and the female lead vocals at points. They do both. I think both of them. Janch and Jackie McShee both sing on this, but I mean, those first 3 tracks are just kind of so stripped down. They almost sound like a cappella. A Maid That's Deep in Love, When I Was in My Prime, and Lord Franklin. But I said Cruel Sister, the title track, and then especially Jack Orion at least made this worth the trip. So anyway, that's this vinyl update. I don't have any vinyls in order, but there's stuff I'm still looking for, of course. But anyway, what have you listened to? What have you bought recently? I'd love to see what you've picked up. New stuff, of course. I'm gonna make a separate video about some just like a vinyl, like a vlog about new music and stuff like that. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you next time.